They're rich, they're creamy, they're potent, white florals. They're described as potent, and they definitely are because they can project like no other. They last a long time on the skin and they almost have this like narcotic vibe to them because they're so indulgent and hypnotic and intoxicating. But it's that rich, creamy sweetness that draws people in. They can be considered solar and warm. They usually come from like night blooming plants or from plants that grow in tropical regions. They give off this warm, sunny, tropical, velvety vibe. And because they are night blooming, they rely mainly on how potent their smell is to attract pollinators. It almost seems like their night blooming profile is what makes them perfect for like date night or a night out. If you have ever smelled a white floral and thought it smelled a little bit dirty, what you're probably smelling is the indoles within it. Indoles are an organic compound that are found within many white florals, and when they're like extracted and isolated, they can almost kind of smell like mothballs. But when you add them to a perfume or you smell them in florals, it takes on a more hypnotic and kind of carnal vibe. If indoles are kept within the formulation, it will likely smell more warm and a little bit more vintage. Whereas if you strip the indoles from the formulation, it's going to smell cleaner, crisper, and a little bit fresher in profile. So jasmine, it's used in a ton of perfumes. It is a white floral. It can range from being fresh and green to also being very warm and intense. And there's a few different types. I have a different video that talks about the different types of jasmine. Tuberose. It is polarizing. I don't love her, but I respect her. It is very creamy. It is very buttery. Some people describe it as smelling hot or even smelling like bubblegum. I personally don't love the profile, but I get why it can make a perfume smell very well-rounded. Gardenia is usually velvety, lush, and silky, and it's hard to extract the real deal for perfume, so it's usually a synthetic. It has this creamy, peachy, and slightly green vibe to it, though. And then orange blossom, which is a little bit different from neroli. I also have a video on that, but this is clean and bright, and it has a little bit of hint of a citrus, and it's a white floral that has a lot of richness as well. So what are some perfumes that have white florals in them? Byredo Flowerhead was inspired by traditional Indian wedding garlands, and that features a whole bunch of jasmine and tuberose. Mugler is heavy on jasmine sambac, and it has a very carnal effect to it. And then there's Killian Love Don't Be Shy, which has orange blossom, marshmallow, and also honeysuckle and vanilla.